Hey, how's it going guys? I'm Ruse and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing well. For today's deck showcase, I'm going to show you one of the fastest deck for rank. I think you've probably faced against it a couple of times, and it's quite a troublesome deck to fight with. So without further ado, let's jump into the deck rundown, shall we? This deck, like almost every other green leaf deck, plays really fast, and this time I'm not even joking, this deck is really annoying because if you can't get rid of Jin or Hakuro, they will just shave off 5 to 10 damage every turn, every 2 turns, and with Fury you can even push that damage even further. Our first Shikigami is Onmyoji. My boy is back, and it's pretty rare seeing Fleeting Dream Shikigami comeback, because other than in their own archetype, they're pretty hard to use on their own, except for maybe Ryomen and Onmyoji. For him, I'm bringing 2 Falling Shadow to recover our health and as our only targeting option. Then we have 2 Alternation. I would only use this when your opponent has a really big Shikigami blocking your way. You can use this to Uno reverse your opponent. Then we have 2 Hidden Sun. A 5 damage projectile is always good to have. I would use this to clear the way for Fury attacks. Then we have 1 Evolve. Keep this on your deck so you can get that fast keyword when linking. Then we have 1 Mirror's Wrath. Also keep this one in the deck because other than that critical keyword, you don't want to use this card. As for Hakuro, her form got buffed a while back. Now the range keyword is on the form now instead of the level 1 fast spell. For her, I'm bringing 1 Sharp Shot. This card got the Pierce keyword that ignores shields and barriers. That's really good, and a +1 attack. I like this much better than the old one. And then we have 2 Perfect Shot. I would only use this when Jin inflicts her fragile. That way you can deal more damage. 1 Hanare for the attack boost and 1 non-self for that spicy piercing damage. The ratio for Jin and Fury is pretty much the same as my other videos, so here's the hand priority guide. You definitely want to get mainly Zanshin and Jin's Evolve in your starting hand. The rest you can get as you progress through the match. Use Tornado Shuriken when you already have Fury's clone. Use Perfect Shot when Jin triggers her countdown, or when the opponent is low on health. Then Falling Shadow, I would keep this until I really need the health, or when the opponent's Shigami is low enough to get sniped. Non-self is really powerful as a finisher, as you can see in the later matches that I will show you, and for alternation you can use it to turn back the tides when the opponent's Shikigami has a really huge stats. And that's about it for the deck rundown. Moving on with the replays. Our first matchup is up against updated Red Lotus Orochi. That deck focuses on building up resource until their Hitorima stats gets big enough and one-shot us. So as long as we play fast, we should be able to defeat them pretty easily. My main concern is how to deal with King Yohime because we don't have much targeting cards. We get the first turn this time. That's great because we want to start building up Jin's countdown as much as we can. Your first turn level up will always be Jin. After that you can level up either Hakuro or Fury if they have empty combat zone. Onmyoji should be your last level up because he doesn't really do anything in the first few turns. And if your first turn level up looks like this, you can put Onmyoji forward as a blocker. On their turn, they will just attack with Suzuhime and pass. Our strategy for this match is try not to kill their Suzuhime too often because that AoE damage is really bad for our Shigami because they have really low health. Red Lotus Orochi deck doesn't have that much removal cards other than maybe Hitorima's Heroic Hunt or Suzuhime's Dance Blade. So that means as long as we keep our Jin at the back, we should be pretty safe. At the start of their turn, King Yohime heals Suzuhime. That will deal AoE damage and remove our blocker. They activate Vicious Let's Go to power up King Yohime's card. Then attack face with Hitorima, dealing 2 damage. After that, they activate Dance Blade, targeting our Jin and pass. That was the correct move, but it's not enough to stop us. On our turn, we activate Leap to deal 3 damage, then summon a clone to kill their Suzuhime. I usually don't do this, but we need to pressure them, so we activate Thunderfire Shell to deal a total of 7 damage and pass. On that turn, they activate Suzuhime level 1 field, reviving Suzuhime and killing our Onmyoji. That will trigger Kingohime's skill attacking us for 3 damage, then they attack with Tsuzuhime dealing another 3 damage. Red Lotus Orochi doesn't really do anything until really late in level 2, that's why we're taking advantage of that by pressuring them with damage. But the real trick to use this deck is to know when to let the opponent hit you and to know when you have to attack. And since we have Chin's Evolve ready on our hand, we're just going to pass. At the start of their turn, Kingohime will heal herself, getting 4 shields. If they got Hitorima's level 2 form, it would be pretty bad for us. But it seems they don't because they just attack with Tsuzuhime and pass. On our turn, we activate Chin's Evolve, then activate Perfect Shot, dealing a total of 10 damage straight to their life and pass. If they can't finish us this turn, they basically lose the game. They activate another Vicious Let's Go, and they top deck the SSR. Very lucky. She will immediately heal Hitorima and kill our Hakuro. After that, they rush Hitorima forward because he has 9 shield. They probably think we can't possibly get over that. Well, time to prove them wrong because we also top deck a good card. We activate Feather Regrow, then blow them up with Thunder Fire Shell. Our second matchup is against a very nostalgic and a very annoying deck. And since they're bringing Kohaku, this is basically a hard counter to our deck because he has the anti-projectile form. So let's see how they pilot that deck. Once again, we get the first turn, and this time we actually got our Zanshin. That will do most of the heavy lifting for this match. We start by putting Zanshin on Hakuro, and look at that beautiful animation. My girl dropped the bow for a sniper rifle, which is fitting because she just got better over time and she is really powerful now. On their turn, they immediately got the anti-projectile form, then they put Genkuro forward and pass. This is very troublesome. Even though we have all these good cards, they all do nothing until we remove that form. So the best we can do is kill all of their Shigami fast enough until only Hakuro remains so that they have no other choice but to put him forward. On their turn, they put Hitotsume forward and pass. Smart, because if we attack with Hakuro, we will have to eat that 2 damage projectile. Well, we have no other choice but to attack that Hitotsume with Hakuro and pass. I would rather take the 2 damage projectile than letting my Shikigami die. On their turn, they evolve Akaname, then hit us and pass. Akaneme's shield is actually not a problem because we have Sharp Shot that ignores defense, and the Hanare will make us one-shot that unyielding. All we're missing is her SSR for that piercing. On their turn, they activate Shower Now, targeting our Fury for some reason. Then put Hitotsume forward again and pass. That was a very weird move. Maybe it's because they're confident that we can't deal any damage other than using Fury. On our turn, we link Hidden Sun with Evolve. This was actually a huge misplay. I should have just activated Hidden Sun, then hit with Hakuro. But man, this is actually embarrassing, because I also activate Alternation. That didn't do anything because Hitotsume already has 0 attack, so I had to manually attack with Ungaikyo one more time to kill him. On their turn, they evolve Genkuro, then kill our Ungaikyo and pass. Well, we just need to kill Genkuro and that should force them to move Kohaku to block. So we just attack with Hakuro and pass. On their turn, our prediction is right. They move Kohaku to block and pass. On our turn, we made another misplay. We play Perfect Shot before killing Kohaku. We managed to kill him but wasted 4 projectiles. Then we attack with Fury to deal another 4 damage and pass. On their turn, they actually made a misplay, activating Spiritual Giving targeting Hakuro. But because Hakuro has rage, she will not be moved to the combat zone. Hitotsume will just die. Then they put Mold Research on Akaname and attack directly, dealing 5 damage and pass. On our turn, we drew Non-Self, so we activate that and attack their Akaname, dealing a piercing 4 damage. Then we activate Perfect Shot, dealing another 17 damage in total. And for the finisher, we activate Tornado Shuriken to finish them off. Well, that's all for today's video. I certainly hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments who should I do next, and if you want to support the channel, I have Patreon and Ko-Fi links down below. And as usual, if you have any kind of feedback, leave it down in the comments, and see you next video. Bye!